Welcome to another video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jade Martian, and I'm going to be covering two articles in this video. The first will be on Coinbase unlocks PayPal for Canadian users. So, the largest US-based cryptocurrency exchange now allows Canadian customers to use PayPal to deposit and withdraw funds. In a quote, following our recent announcement supporting PayPal in the US and the EU, today we're expanding PayPal support for our customers in Canada, the company announced in its blog. Thus, Canadian users will have immediate access to their funds wherever they are. Moreover, they will pay no fees for transferring sale proceeds into a PayPal account. Coinbase customers in Canada can now instantly transfer sales proceeds directly into their PayPal accounts. Coinbase is committed to being the most trusted crypto exchange and want to give customers the ability to access their funds in a way that's reliable and safe. To start withdrawing money from Coinbase to a PayPal, traders should link their PayPal and Coinbase accounts and select PayPal as a payment option. The company also added that it intended to expand PayPal support to other regions in the nearest future. Also, currently Coinbase added XRP support to New York-based customers. Zinger there at the end, right? That's something that a lot of us here in the XRP community were super excited to hear about during Consensus Week. So, great time for Coinbase to announce that support and launch it. That definitely helped fuel a lot of growth in XRP and could be attributed to, in large part, to why we saw such a rapid increase in XRP's price during Consensus Week, right? That is conjecture. There is no confirmation, but that is it is by and large the most widely accepted reason why XRP did experience its price increase, at least from the content creators who I've followed and other individuals within the Twitter sphere who I also have caught talking about the launch of XRP in New York. As far as Coinbase unlocking PayPal for Canadian users, this is super exciting because it's just further expansion of cryptocurrency becoming, easily accessible to the mainstream, average Joe who has very little technical, computer savviness, right? Now, the reason we're doing two articles is obviously because this one was super short, and that's all I really have to say on it. Now we're going to have some fun, right? This is really my fun video more than anything. I just wanted to have some kind of information at the beginning. If you don't care about craziness, the craziness that is some of the things that people in our community convince themselves of or take to entertaining, as actual things. There's a bizarre crypto prophecy that's gone viral, and it pegs Bitcoin at 1 million. And for whatever reason, they tag Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Tron forecasts. So apparently this isn't. Oh, okay, so they have actual articles to go. Okay, so we're not going to worry about the price nonsense that they have here. Instead, we're going to talk about the Bitcoin time traveler, right? So, a proclamation from a self-described Bitcoin time traveler is going viral. Back in 2013, a Redditor named Luca Magnotta posted a thread claiming he was sending a message from the year 2025, describing a dystopian future where governments have collapsed and tribal warfare runs rampant due to BTC's emergence as the only asset with stable value. The post includes a broad overview of Bitcoin's price movements from 2010 to 2021, with Bitcoin's average price rising to $10,000 in 2017, $100,000 in 2019, and $1 million by 2021. On average, every year so far, the value of Bitcoin, this is a quote from this time traveler, on average, every year so far, the value of Bitcoin has increased by about a factor of 10, from $0.1 in 2010 to $1 in 2011 to $10 in 2012 to $100 in 2013. From then on, there's a slight slow down as the value increased by a factor of 10 every 2 years to $1,000 in 2015, 10,000 in 2017, 100,000 in 2019, and a million in 2021. The thread is now resurfacing 6 years later after being lauded for its accuracy by Bitcoin analyst Crypto Rand, who says he believes Bitcoin will soon hit 10K. So here is the article, and I'll give you a brief read over of the actual Reddit here, even though, well, let me see if I can find does anybody have a link? No. So I'll just read the little snippet that we get here at the top. So this is the total message. I am sending this message from the year 2025. Things are looking bleak here, and some of you will carry blood on your hands. If you don't believe me, please move on, as I have no way of proving to you I really am who I claim to be. Meaning you are not who you claim to be. That's just how that stuff works. It's like, I'm Satoshi Nakamoto, but I have no evidence. The only thing I gotta do is move one of my 1 million bitcoins from my known wallets. But I can't do that, because that would actually prove I am who I am. Well, anyways, that's the skeptic in me talking, right? So I don't want to wait. Anyways, going back to the post here, I don't want to waste any of your time, so I'm merely going to explain what happened. This is when we get into the talk about the price, and then after the prediction of 1 million in 2021. Sorry. So after the prediction of a $1 million price point in 2021, from here onwards, there's no way of expressing its value in dollars, as the dollar is no longer used, nor is any central bank issued currency for that matter. There are two main forms of wealth in today's world: land and cryptocurrency. There are just over 19 million bitcoins known to be used in the world today, as well as a few 100,000 that were permanently lost. And we're still dealing with a population of over 7 billion people today. On average, this means the average person owns just under 0.003 Bitcoin. However, due to the unequal distribution of wealth in my world, that means the mean person owns just 0.001 Bitcoin. That's right. Most of you reading this today are rich. I personally live next to an annoying young man who logged into his old Reddit account 2 years ago and discovered that he had received a tip of 0.01 Bitcoin back in 2013 for calling someone a, quote, faggot when he was a 16-year-old boy. Upon making this discovery, he bought an airline ticket, left his house without telling anyone anything, and went to a citadel. Okay, so interesting story, right? I do like, as a fiction writer, somebody who enjoys writing fiction. Rather, I'm not actually a writer. I just do short stories in my free time for fun. I do enjoy a good creative read, right? But I do encourage nobody to take this post seriously. It's fun. It's kind of interesting that he has been relatively close on his price points, but anybody who understands how a product goes from nobody knowing about it to mainstream adoption understands that that is going to follow an exponential path, right? And the writer of this is most likely somebody who has at least a little bit of business savvy, enough so to know that once the price actually reached a certain price point, that the growth would slow down as far as how long it would take to reach the next milestone. Anybody who's watched my crypto live streams understands that even I, as a individual who's never run a business of my own, well, successfully run a business of my own, and has only 2 years of trading experience, even I understand this basic fact, right? I understand that eventually we are going to create what's called an S-curve, where the price will plateau, and before the price truly plateaus, the rate of gains in that space will simply slow down, right? Exponentially so. Heck, if I wanted to pretend that I was this guy, I'd say, if he's right in 2021 and Bitcoin hits $1 million, you know what I get to say then? I'll say this now. What will be 5 to 6 years in advance? By 2025, Bitcoin will be worth $10 million. Oh no, right? Let's see if I'm right. If I am, maybe y'all are gonna have to start referring to me as the time traveling Martian, right? Not only am I an alien from Mars, but I'm also an alien from the future of Mars, right? Maybe I'm a human that that maybe I was a kid born on Mars. We had time machines. This is actually okay. So I'm gonna first, for fun, just because if anybody actually out there feels that because this individual was pretty close, because they made this call back in 2013, 2012, whatever. If anybody feels that that there might be some legitimacy to this because he was really close on his price calls in 2015 and 2017, let's bring something to the forefront of everybody's attention. How, in a post-apocalyptic, global society where everybody is resorted to apparently tribalism again, right? Tribal warfare. How is it that they managed to develop time travel? Listen, I don't claim to be an expert in physics or quantum physics or anything like that, but I feel that I have at least an understanding of the general principles at play. And something that I know from listening to men far more intelligent and knowledgeable about these fields than me is that to travel back in time theoretically is possible, but would require the amount of energy equivalent to the energy emitted by our sun over a several hundred, if not 1,000-year period. Right? So, unless this guy's actually coming back from the year, 20 or 7019, right? I just don't see how, even me being a pretty big optimist when it comes to the advancement rate of technology, even I can't see us going from where we are now to collapsing as a society and still somehow managing to advance our technology to the point where we have utilized all the energy of our native star, and not only utilized it, but been able to actually use 1,000 years worth of energy produced by that star in just 5 to 6 years to facilitate this individual to come back in time to tell you this post, right? I mean, I'm sorry that I ruined the fun for anybody that was really feeling that this might actually be legitimate, but one of the reasons why as a young man I became obsessed with physics and quantum physics was because I wanted to be able to know with some high degree of certainty at any given moment that somebody is lying to me, that somebody is telling me something that's not physically possible, that has never been confirmed as a real phenomena within the world, a potential phenomena, or something that would facilitate this individual's ability to time travel, right? To somehow supersede the energy needs necessary to actually move a human body through time. And that's not even bringing into question all the implications. Basically, right now, I'm paraphrasing Neil deGrasse Tyson when I say this, but that doesn't even bring into question, or that doesn't even answer all the implications involved if the fact that we're moving through space, right? So as we go through time, we're spinning around the galactic core, moving at several hundred thousand, not a few million miles per hour. So if, say, you did travel back in time, suddenly you'd find yourself floating out in space, thousands of light years, well, thousands, if not millions and billions of miles away from Earth as Earth's coming to you. But by the time it reached you, you'd be dead because you're not going to have oxygen to survive out there. So you'd have to find a way to not only warp yourself temporally, go break the space-time continuum, which we have observed as humans for the last several thousand years and agree is a thing. It's one of the few things we can agree on. The time only seems to go one way to our from our collective perception, right? So yeah, it's a fun thing to look at, but I really hope that nobody's actually taking this seriously, right? I'd love to see $100 or $100,000 price point on Bitcoin, and even though I do believe XRP will do much better in the coming bull run than Bitcoin as far as percentage yield, I don't not believe that Bitcoin could become worth $100,000 by the end of this year, if not in 2020, if we see a continued bull run, right? A 2-year long progressive bull run as opposed to what we witnessed last year, where we had a series of bull runs where there were intermittent bear periods between them, right? So while I don't want to discount the ability for Bitcoin to do that, because I'm the kind of person that I don't believe in saying never or always, right? Or with absolute certainty of anything. But what I will say is that I am more confident in the potential for Ripple XRP to go from where it's at right now to being valued at over $50 by the end of this year than I am in saying Bitcoin will reach $100,000 by the end of this year. And that's simply based upon the rate of adoption that we have seen publicly announced, right? There may still be the chance that we're going to find out in the near future that all these major players have actually been adopting Bitcoin behind the scenes, and that they're all getting ready to go big on it, and that there will actually be a lot of institutional players on the Bitcoin network. But as it stands now, the only people really getting involved in Bitcoin are the hedge financial, like leveraging companies, trading exchanges. It's not really adoption by banks or customer facing payment venues. Like by that I mean companies like Amazon, Walmart, you could even say PayPal, right? We don't see the degree of integration and relationship building with Bitcoin as we do, XRP. And so that's why I'm comfortable with that saying. But this isn't meant to be a bash on Bitcoin or a promo of XRP. That's simply just my opinions on, basically the potential for us to see this $100,000 price point on Bitcoin as predicted by this time traveler. Again, to anybody that's invested in Bitcoin and truly believes in Bitcoin's value, I am not saying that it is not possible, simply that I feel that other projects are safer bets at the moment, and that is why Bitcoin does not make up the larger majority of any of my positions in crypto right now. I do still hold a little bit of Bitcoin. I will always hold a little bit of Bitcoin, simply for collector's purposes because it was the original. And I do believe in this memorabilia collector thing, the collecting thing. I've always been a collector all my life. I started out collecting different Lego sets, and then I ended up moving on to collecting Transformers and then Beanie Babies. And then, as a kid, you collect all kinds of things, but as an adult, that transitioned into other kinds of collections, more adult, more mature kind of things that I have collected more so hoping that they would gain value with time. Um, but outside of the store of value, the collector's memorabilia aspect, I don't see Bitcoin as a true financial powerhouse within the crypto sphere, right? To be absolutely clear, Bitcoin will outperform every fiat and fiat bound market forever until there is no fiat bound markets left on the planet. But I also, as I've said before, believe that XRP is positioned to outperform Bitcoin and to capture a larger share of the global liquid supply of value, right? So this video has gone on long enough. I hope that you've enjoyed this content I presented you. If you have, please hit the like, subscribe, ring my bell so that you can always be alerted when I post a new video. Please, if you had an issue with my video, please comment down below. If you appreciate it, say that below too, because people that don't like things are more likely to comment than people who do like things. And I'd like at least some kind of affirmation that there are people out there who do appreciate this. I know that there are several people that have begun following me who regularly give me, their support, and I really appreciate those of you who do. I have yet to actually have many negative comments. There's been one or two trolls, but overall, the people who have stopped by have been really supportive, and I really do appreciate your support. At any rate, thank you again for tuning in. Those of you who are interested in also following me on Twitter, you can find me at Jade Martian. Here's my profile. There you are, twitter.com/Jade Martian. And I hope you've enjoyed this. And until next time, this is Jade Martian, and I'll see you on Mars.